Bueno, primeramente gracias a todos, ¿no?, por estar aquí y bueno, feliz y contento porque un sueño hecho realidad, ¿no? Desde los 6 años que comencé a boxear fue mi mayor sueño, llegar a ser campeón del mundo y bueno, pienso que los retos, si tú te lo propones de buena manera, se cumplen, ¿no? Y yo cumplí el mío.
He said, first off, he wants to thank everybody for coming. He said, this is a dream come true. Since he was 6 years old, he's been waiting for this dream, and it came true, and now he's pushing to get the next one.
And then we'll open up to questions for Jose. Questions?
How you doing? This is Coach Anthony with Behind the Gloves. I want to say congratulations on a great fight. So were you surprised how easy it was for you to hit Darrell this fight with the straight right hand? It seemed like you were hitting him over and over with the straight right hand from the beginning of the fight.
Pero no fue más fácil, ¿no? Porque esta vez vino un poco más entrenado y aguantó un poco más los golpes. Pero el resultado está en que yo empecé a trabajar desde el principio a fin.
It wasn't easier, it's just he trained more. We could feel Darrell was a lot stronger and well prepared. He just prepared better this time. We knew what to do.
And my next question is, did you in training camp, did you take in what happened in the last fight when his uncle came in the ring and obviously threw that sucker punch? Did you bring that into the fight, this fight, and wanted to really make a statement, or were you just keeping it as a sport and just boxing?
No, en ningún momento yo tengo rencor por lo que pasó, ya lo que pasó, como siempre lo he dicho, ya pasó, es una siguiente página. Nunca tuve rencor con él por lo que pasó, por lo que me hizo su tío.
Never, at no point. We forgave him since the fight was over last time. He had no bad feelings, no hard feelings for him. He just did his job.
Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Will the champ join?
Thank you.
I gotta tell you, he's gotta come back. This has become a home away from home for him. And today, I mean, first of all, there were 14,000 people plus and shit here, which, like, okay, you know, there's some trolls from Great Britain there and say, we get these giant crowds or whatever. But you know what? To get 14,000 into a city, not a casino, not where they're bringing in high rollers and people are coming in for vacation, where people are coming in to see a title fight and bringing 14,000 plus people into a building like this is an accomplishment. And the crowd tonight was a totally pro-Wilder crowd. And the crowd was chanting his name, and they were behind him, they were supporting him, even through that round when he was so hurt. And they were behind him when he was coming back. And you heard the electricity in the arena tonight, and you heard the response for Deontay tonight. Deontay's turned a corner. Not only in New York, and not only with the Barclays Center crowd. I think he's turning a corner with the American boxing public. I think he's turning a corner with boxing fans. And if you're really, truly a boxing fan, I don't care who you are and like what network you side with, or if you have any favorites or whatever. When you see guys go into the ring in the heavyweight division and throw down like these two guys did tonight, and you see a guy like Deontay overcome the kind of adversity he faced in the 7th round of that fight to knock out his opponent. Tonight was a good night for the heavyweight division. It was a great night for Deontay Wilder. Man, I've been in this business longer than I have in my life. So like I've had bouts of emotions. This is up there, you know, with the 12th round in the Martinez-Chavez fight. There was a lot of emotion there. There's the most commotion maybe with Jermaine Taylor in his first fight against Hopkins, not put out there. There were moments like that. But no, the thing was in the 10th round, that's when he hurt Ortiz again in the 10th. But the first time he hurt him in that round, at that moment I knew he's going to win this fight. And that's where I got up and started screaming and going crazy just to, you know. And by the way, like, he had to take a couple of rounds to get himself together. I mean, he was hurt bad in the 7th round, and he took the 8th round as a time to recoup. I mean, he did a lot of things tonight made a lot of mistakes boxing-wise. It wasn't a perfect night, I'm sure he'll tell you that, but he did a lot of other remarkable things from a heart standpoint, an intellect, a ring intelligence standpoint. I thought actually, interestingly, he didn't probably win the round, but I thought the 8th round might have been one of the smartest rounds of Deontay Wilder's career. And not that he won the round, but the way he managed to be that vulnerable and not take any additional harm or abuse in that 8th round, that was brilliantly done. And that allowed him to recover, and it gave him 2, in between rounds and 1 round of not taking punches, really. And I think it allowed him to walk out in the 9th round as Deontay Wilder again. And then, the 10th was, that was sensational.
Did you think they were going to stop the fight?
No,
It looked like they could have stopped it in that round.
you can, but he hadn't. It wasn't like he was being hurt from, nobody was being hurt from pillar to post. There were hard punches. I mean, he threw back and he blocked a lot of stuff. He's a young champion that's never hasn't taken a lot of, punishment, I thought that the referee did a fine job. I thought that, give the referee credit for doing the right thing. He didn't stop it. He didn't stop it, and the guy came back and knocked out Ortiz and won the fight.
And they brought him to the corner afterwards to check his eyes or whatever. I mean, normally there's this cut.
No, New York now does that fairly regularly. Like if they think there's any chance you were hit with the kind of punch that, it's almost like a concussion protocol. Like when they feel like you've been hit with the kind of punch that could have done serious damage, even though you didn't go down, they'll check your eyes, they'll do that. That's now practice.
Hey Lou, compare Ortiz to Anthony Joshua as an opponent for Deontay Wilder. You think Ortiz could even possibly be tougher of an opponent now after?
I'm not going to say that. It's apples and oranges.
Complete opposite styles, right?
That's opposite styles. I mean, what makes Ortiz, Ortiz is definitely older, and both can be pleased. He might be able to beat Joshua's daddy. But might be technically possible. I don't know. But,
he's more elusive.
No, look, Ortiz he's got a very intelligent ring style, and he's got, he gives angles, and he makes it difficult for a conventional fighter to fight him. And then also he lures you into, you see this guy's not that fast, he's coming at you, you're trying to knock him out. And he has that left hand that you always know is capable of really hurting you. So you have to watch out, you got to be careful with this guy. And I thought Deontay tried to, I thought Deontay could have used his jab a little more effectively and snapped it out more as opposed to measuring a lot with it. I think it took him a while to get used to like Ortiz is a bitch. I never thought this was an easy fight. This fight always made me nervous. Ortiz would have been a tough out for Joshua, be a tough out for, if he fought Parker, maybe he'd be heavyweight champion Ortiz. I don't know. Parker's a good boxer too. Parker's not a huge puncher. Would Joshua find Ortiz a really hard fight? Damn well, no he would. But he's going to find Deontay Wilder an even tougher fight. Well, I didn't envision shaking in my seat in the 7th round, but I didn't think the fight was going to go the distance. So yes, check that box off. I thought there was a reasonable chance that both men would be hurt in the fight, so you can check that box off. And I thought we'd win by knockout, so you can check that one off. So in some ways, yes. I didn't think he would have to have a round like he had in the 7th round and come back from that. He showed me a lot tonight, and I already am one of his biggest fans. But he showed me a lot tonight. As a fighter, as a person, as a man, he showed me a lot tonight. I'm very proud of him as his friend. I'm very proud of him.
Okay, Blake, did you address any kind of saying that needs to come over
Yeah, but then Hearn also said he was going to come over and take over Brooklyn. Where the fuck is he? Yeah. He's going to be here in a couple of weeks. I probably have more people in my way. I'm not, he can say what he wants to say. Eddie knows how to promote. He's not a schmo. He knows what he's doing. but I know what the fuck I'm doing too. And I've been doing it since he was a little kid. So you can kiss my natural born ass.
Hey Lou, since he's going to be promoting at the Barclays and you promoting at the Barclays, wouldn't a Wilder Joshua fight be great here?
It would be great here, but let's face realities. I mean, there's two greats like it. I think it could happen here. I mean, there's no question that fight would sell out this place. There's no question we would set record prices for the Barclays Center for that fight. But that being said, you know, it could also go to a soccer stadium in Great Britain, but they can't charge that much particularly. The likelihood would be probably, I'm just going to guess it, like from an economic standpoint, because there are no expenses, because of gambling and high rollers and sports and betting and the whole bit, that Vegas, and also Brits love to come to Vegas for a huge fight and make a holiday of it. And I think economically the most likely venue would probably still be Las Vegas.
Would it be like
But I'll tell you what, if Deontay Wilder was willing to go to Russia, he's coming out, okay. If he was willing to go to Russia to fight Povetkin, he'd go, if the money was crazy enough, we'd go to Great Britain also, but I personally believe the money's going to be best probably in Las Vegas when it happens.
Lou.
Are you ready, Paul?
Lou.
Yes.
Governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, said he's going to clean up Atlantic City. Will Bell Entertainment go to Atlantic City?
Yeah, I actually want to do some more things in Atlantic City. So, yeah, in fact, I want to talk to him here about it. So I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call on that, Eric. You can set that up. The governor? You can set that up. I know New Jersey is your place, man. By the way, that's the great Eric B. of Eric B. and Rakim fame. The great Eric. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce somebody that came tonight as a challenger and gave a tremendous account of himself. I don't think there's anyone in here that doesn't believe that Luis Ortiz fought a heck of a fight. And Luis Ortiz came pretty close to stealing a belt tonight. And great respect to his team and great respect to Luis King Kong Ortiz. And this guy is still one of the best heavyweights in the world, by the way. Does Luis want to say a few words to start?
You want to start?
You want to just go right to questions? Let's go right to questions, Luis. What?
You got his kid.
He's at his work. You want him to talk at the podium?
How you doing, Coach Anthony here with Behind the Gloves. Great fight tonight. You fought a very good fight. You had your moments in the fight. Did Deontay Wilder's power surprise you? Were you guys? I mean, obviously you guys knew about the power coming in, but as an experienced boxer like yourself, are you surprised with the power?
Dando la pelea sabía que estaba duro. ¿Estás sorprendido? ¿Está más duro de lo que tú pensabas?
Sí, un boxeo pegador. Pero bueno, estaba preparado para lo que viniera.
He says, yeah, he knew he hits hard. He knew that walking into the fight, and Wilder proved it today.
And also, do you feel like they should have stopped the fight in that round where you had him hurt? And were you upset that they gave him that extra time in the corner, considering that he seemed badly hurt? Even when he came out of that 8th round, his legs looked very wobbly. Are you upset that they didn't stop the fight, or are you okay with that judgment call by the referee and the doctors?
Si bien es cierto, exacto, como tenía ya dolorido, tú pensabas que tenías que haber parado la pelea ahí. Y si pensabas que después que salió en el 8, que le diera un tiempo de nuevo para recuperarse, si pensabas que eso estaba bien, pero bueno. He says it's boxing, and It's destiny, it's destiny. It was his night tonight. Any other questions?
Yeah, Luis, how would you rate Deontay Wilder, comparing him to all the other heavyweights now that you've been in the ring with him?
Comparado a todos los heavyweights que tú has boxeado, ¿cómo tú opinas de todo lo que has boxeado y toda la gente de afuera?
Nada, un poquito se ha ganado el puesto de ser campeón, de luchar también con
He
ellos.
says little by little, like he's done for his daughter, he's won his place, and he's one of the best he's ever fought. He proved it tonight.
Him versus Joshua, who wins that fight?
Entre Wilder y Joshua, ¿quién gana la pelea?
Todo puede pasar.
So anything can happen, two big punchers.
Luis, it looked like after you hurt Wilder, you threw all those punches and you were a little bit gassed out, just a little bit tired, and that gave Deontay some time to recover. Did you want to throw more punches during some of those, middle rounds, but you just didn't necessarily have the energy at the time?
Puedes decir, exacto, tiraste tanto piñazo, lo tenías ahí. ¿Tú crees que eso fue una de las razones que después bajaste un poco de poder tirar tanto piñazo y por eso se puso la pelea como se puso?
Nada, yo vine preparado para 2 o 3 asaltos, lo que hubiera. Un golpe de serie, cualquier pelea. No se viene como...
He said he came ready to do 12, 13, 14 rounds, but a one-punch power that clips you when you're heavyweight, you can't do anything about it. Any other questions? Just because we're pressed to go, as the girls have to go. They got to catch a 10 o'clock in the morning flight.
Luis, congratulations on the spirited effort tonight. I think everyone in the arena was impressed with you. So question is, do you want an immediate rematch, and do you think Deontay will give you one?
Todo el mundo está impresionado como hoy por ser, así que tú quieres pelear de nuevo rápido con Wilder y si tú crees que esto lo diera.
Bueno, si de verdad tuviera pienso que me merezco la decisión de ustedes.
He says, yeah, he wants it and he thinks he deserves it, but it's up to Wilder. It was a great fight. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We have to catch a, I guess we got to fly in the morning.
Thank you.
I just want to see for him, does he feel he could have finished off Wilder in those 2 rounds that he hadn't really hurt?
¿No sabes, Diego? ¿Tú crees que si hubiese dado un poquito más para que si ves la pelea, lo pueden haber sacado ahí en el 7 y el 8? Mirando un poquito el pie, ¿tú crees?
Viene a hacer mi trabajo, Con una persona como Wilder uno puede ir a lo loco porque tú no sabes con qué te va a quedar.
He says he came to do his job, and the problem is he could have done more, but with a person like Wilder, you can't just go crazy. And he thinks that's what happened, and he just got too comfortable. Yeah, he got too comfortable, and he just didn't respect it, and he got caught with a punch. But yeah, he would like a rematch if the public wants it. He wants it.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
Does he have to?
Be nice.
Does he want to? Yeah, I guess so.
It does feel bad to make you stand. Like, no one really wants
It's
to
all
do it.
good. It's all good. How you guys doing? Thank you for waiting so long for me. I know y'all guys ready to go home, but tonight was a magical night. I knew I was in for a fight. Luis Ortiz is the most technical fighter in the division. We already knew that with the Cuban background. And when guys come to fight me, we know they're gonna bring their best. We know they do things that we never seen them do. Look at this man, he was running, he was doing things that we never seen him do, but when you finna fight the king of the division, you better get yourself prepared. You better get yourself mentally ready, because I got a heart of a lion, man. And that's what it is, I tell people all the time, I'd rather be the part than look the part, and I showed that tonight. It's not about weight, it's not how big a person is, it's not about all the different things that people, get so wrapped up in their mind about boxing. Boxing is a beautiful sport. It's a sweet science to this, and it's all about who got the bigger heart. And tonight I showed I had the bigger heart. And I solidified myself at the top as the baddest man on the planet. You know. And you know, like I've already said, my goal is, my mission is to unify the division. As you can see, I'm not afraid to risk myself for small rewards but bigger risk, because I want to prove to the world that I am the best. That's my ultimate goal, to prove to the world I am the best. You know, people got this thing so wrapped up, they done got so wrapped up into who making the most money, who got the most followers, who doing this, and you know, it ain't about that to me. It's about me proving who's the best. And America got a killer on their side, and I'm ready to put on my title with to anybody in the world that's ready for me. You know, I feel once I beat Luis Ortiz, you know, it ain't nobody else with the skill set that's gonna be able to beat me. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Deontay, 3 more. Guys, we're gonna wait on a mic. Wait till you have a mic. Please announce your name and your outlet.
Deontay, Chris Maddox with Yahoo. After the 7th round, when you went back to the corner, what were you thinking? That was probably as deep as you've ever been with an opponent.
Yeah, I was just thinking, you know, I really wasn't thinking nothing, to be honest. I really wasn't thinking nothing, to be honest. You know, I knew that once I got out of that whirlwind that he had me in, you know, he had me in a whirlwind, and I had to get up out of there because he throw nice combinations. And, you know, I think when he put guys in that whirlwind, they give up. Their hearts start to play in, and it started to become a mental thing. And I always tell people, if you speak it, believe it, receive it, then you shall do that. And I speak things like I speak it because I want to be a living witness. There's nothing like showing people, then they believe it. Because a lot of people always say, I have to believe it. I have to see it to believe it. If that's the case, then I show people each and every time that I'm gonna show you, then you believe in it, you know? And, you know, I can't be saying things and don't show it. You know, that's my biggest thing. I want to show people, all you got to do is believe in yourself. No matter what you are, no matter who the opponent is, no matter who it is. It don't even have to be boxing. It can be just this, what you're doing. Like, just being, you know, you can have a regular job. You always want to be the best. You know, my first job was working at Burger King. And the thing about it, although it was a low-paying job, but I made sure I was the best worker there. Anything I do, I want to be the best at what I do. And I show it each and every time in the ring. So now I am 40 and over, 39 KO.
Did you catch a second win after the win?
Well, I was never tired. I wasn't never tired, you know. I was pacing myself. I don't make excuses. You know, I could have made excuses. I caught a cold in camp and stuff like that. That's why I lost so much weight. But I didn't want to make excuses. I didn't want to, you know, I feel when people make excuses early on, they already looking for a way out. So when they lose, it's, you know, he was sick and stuff. I didn't want to do that, you know, and I just showed that I had the heart.
Deontay, you're in Susquehanna News. Are you going to call out Anthony Joshua? Do you want him next?
How many times do I have to call him out? I mean, how many times? They hide it, you know. You know, his promoter don't want that fight, and after tonight, they definitely ain't gonna want it. But it's gonna be up to you guys. It's gonna be up to the fans. I've done enough. I've spoken enough. I really don't even want to talk about the dude no more because I've said all I had to say. And after tonight, I don't need to say no more. All I want to do is prove to the world that I am the best. I'm the baddest man on the planet, and hey, whenever they ready, we gonna be ready. They talking about calling them. How many times we gotta call them? All you gotta do is pick up the phone.
Right here, Deontay.
Deontay, congratulations on the big win. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Something you said before the fight, something you said after the fight. In the 7th round, when you're in trouble, how important was that belief to your victory?
It was very important. It's just like I said before, I can't be speaking things and not follow what I say, you know, then I'll be contradicting myself. And then how could people believe in anything that I put out there if I don't do it, if I don't follow behind what I say, you know? I want people to be able to empower their minds. I want people to be able to have confidence in themselves. You don't need a room full of people to believe in you. All you need is yourself. All you need is yourself. You don't have to have a lot of people You know, because most of the time people will let you down. Human will let you down. You know, especially when you have family or friends or whatever. Most people are happy for you until you get to a certain point in your life, or when you start doing better than them. And then that's when that support, that's when that hate started to come in. But if you believe in yourself, you ain't gotta worry about that, you know. You'll tell the difference between who's for you and who's not. And that's when you can take that leap of faith and say, you know what, I know you ain't for me, you know, and you just go forward with that. You know, we too worried about what people may think of us. We too worried about what people may say about us. You know, it's not about that. I always say if you took 6 months to worry about, you took 6 months to worry about yourself and 6 months to stay out of other folks' business. Shit, a whole year went by, you didn't focus on yourself. Look how far you can make it.
And quick follow-up. Last fight, 50 Cent broke you to the ring. This time, Lil Kim. How did you and Queen B get in contact for that to happen?
Well, you know, again, my brother Manu Jones, man. Everybody call my brother now. That's how I built a relationship with these other people, you know, which was a beautiful thing, because I feel everything I do now is gonna make history, you know, and I made history with her tonight because it's never been a fighter to bring a female out. And I think she did a great job for what she did, and it's gonna be many more. Everybody wanna do the walkout and stuff. You know, I'm really not interested in people walking out and stuff like that, but I do believe in giving the opportunity. I do believe in, you know, letting people be happy and do what they want to do. If that makes them happy, then, I suck certain things up and say, what's up? Let's make it happen, because I can just, I don't even have to come out to no music, you know what I mean, at all. Because I be so into the zone. I be so focused, you know, man, it'd be a different person. Right now, I feel calm right now. Before, I was the bronze bomber. You know, now I'm Deontay Wilder. I can relax, I can laugh, I can be silly, and I can just live my life. I'm finna go home and lock myself in the house amongst my children and let them love all over me.
Deontay, Keith Heide from BoxingSync.com. Do you think all of what happened tonight will make Anthony Joshua want to fight you more or less?
I'll let you be the judge of that. I mean, even before I fought Louis Ortiz, it wasn't nobody. There wasn't nobody calling out the phone. You know, his people came all the way to America, and I got my people on stage to be able to witness that. They came down here talking about other fighters. You know what I mean? They don't want this fight. Eddie Hearn is, you know, he having fun milking the cow, like I said. You know, I heard one person made a comment and said, well, he can milk me. You know, well, I ain't in the business of being milked. I'm in the business of looking to see I want to see who's the best. You know, it's good to make money and stuff like that, but how long you gonna cheat the people out of their money? How long you gonna be able to sit around and just fight these guys that ain't even worthy of it? It's like, I gotta go through so much just to get a fight. They tell me I need to do this, I need to do that. But what do these other guys have to do? You know, I have to raise a profile, I have to, man, so y'all know, y'all have heard this stuff. But what about these other guys? What do these other guys have to do? Why is it only me? You know, people be expecting so much of me. I have to look good in the ring. I have to fight the best, and I have to knock them out. And I have to win all the rounds. That's the situation that I'm in. But, you know, I don't pay attention to people. I don't worry about what they say about me, but you will watch me work in that ring. Like I said, there's no man that has stood in front of me that I haven't knocked out. And I'm going to continue my knockout spree. Other people may look at me and think about and see other things on the outside, but these fighters, when they get in the ring, it's going to be a fight.
Yeah, I think Dan Rico from ESPN. Congratulations.
What's up, Dan?
Tremendous fight, but my question for you is, you want to talk about Anthony Joshua. My question is, on March 31st, are you going to be ringside in Cardiff, Wales to watch that fight? And if so, or even if you're not there, who do you want to win? Because maybe if Parker is the winner, maybe you'll have an easier time making a unification with him, since I know you want the belts not necessarily Joshua.
Well, unfortunately, Sky Sports definitely have hired me to come out and be a commentator, so I'm looking forward to coming to Cardiff. I've never been to Cardiff before, so I'm looking forward to making myself presence there, and and love on my fans. You know, I got a lot of fans in the UK. And as far as who winning, it doesn't matter who wins. Of course, everybody wants to see Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, of course. And with Joseph Parker, I don't know. They say they want to fight, but they had the opportunity to fight me before. That's why they came to Alabama to the fight and stuff like that. But when I knock people out, people start to get indecisive of what they really want to do. You know, certain people say certain things for the media to entertain the crowd, to entertain the fans. But what I say, I really mean. Like I've said many times before, I only speak from my heart. You know, and my mouth is only the translator to what my heart is really saying. I have no filter. I'm gonna bring it to you raw. I'm gonna bring it to you uncut. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes I say certain things that may make people feel uncomfortable, but I'm a real champion. I'm the realest champion in the business. You know, sometimes that may mess up marketing or certain things that people look at you and stuff, but I'd rather be real with myself and to the people than being a fake person amongst the people just to get a little money out of their pocket. You know, my life is great. I got a beautiful family. I got beautiful children. I got a beautiful woman. You know, what more do I need? You know, money ain't everything. You know.
2 more questions.
One more follow-up for you, Deontay. You both are champions that have made multiple defenses. Your biggest win, obviously, was tonight against Ortiz by knockout. He's got the big win against Vladimir Klitschko that stands above all his other victories. Which do you think is the bigger win to the public? You knocking out King Kong or him knocking out a big name like Vladimir Klitschko?
I think me knocking out King Kong. You know, King Kong is undefeated. Vladimir was, you know, he'd been beat many times, and when he fought Joshua, he was already beaten. He wasn't a king, he was already dethroned. You know, we know that. He was coming out almost a 2-year layoff, you know, and really Joshua didn't win that fight. You know, Vladimir lost. You know, he lost that fight. He had 3 opportunities to get that guy out of there. But, you know, he made the wrong decisions at the wrong time and it cost him, you know. But if you're looking at a guy, you're looking at the same fighter maybe a year or 2 years ago that knew how to finish a fighter, then we wouldn't even be talking about this. You know, they still on their high horse about that win. But how can you really be on your high horse when somebody else already dethroned them, you know? And we already know who did that in Tyson Fury. So, you know, they can celebrate that only for so long. And I feel that with Ortiz, he got the better skills. He's definitely motivated to prove himself in this division. That's why it took him so long to get world title. Nobody wanted to fight this guy. Everybody ducked this guy. No, you know, you got promoters signing this man just to keep him away from fighters. Now we see it. It's just, I mean, enough of the bullshit. I'm sorry about the language, but it's just, like I said, I don't have a filter. I'm the realest. You know, once I unify the division, they can have all their belts back. I just want to prove a point to myself and to the world that I am the best in the world.
Final question.
Huh?
Final question.
Deontay, I'm right here, bro. Deontay, congratulations on winning that fight. Going with what happened in the 7th round, were there any concerns that the referee may stop the fight? And once you survived the 7th round, did you think you were winning the fight, or were you concerned that you were running out of time?
No, I didn't think the ref was going to stop the fight. I mean, when you got a contender and a champion, you let the fight continue. You know what I'm saying? You let people get their money worth. And I think the referee did a wonderful job that night. You know, I wasn't hurt. I was in a whirlwind. You know, I never thought Ortiz had power. I said that before. You know, he had me in that whirlwind. I was trying to get out of that tornado. You know? I mean, he put a lot of punches, combination together well, you know. And I told Ortiz that he's never been in a fight with a fighter like me. So confident, with a natural killer instinct, with a mindset like mine. You know, I control my mind, you know. My mind is so strong. That's what meditation comes from. You know, it's a powerful exercise of exercising your mind. Like I said, I've fought him 100 times in my mind through meditations. So, you know, getting in that just proved, I'm glad I got into that situation because I showed people a lot that I can take a punch, that I can, you know, overcome adversity. You know, and now what else to be said? What you gonna keep saying that I'm sloppy, I'm windmilling? What else to be said, man? At the end of the day, styles make fights, and my style is what it is. I continue to prove to the people that I'm gonna continue to win. I'm gonna continue to knock these guys out with the style that I have, so people just gonna have to deal with what I got and just love on me as I love on you guys and entertain you guys and give you some of the best fights. Like I said, I took a stand and took a great risk with a small reward, just to show you guys that I am the best, you know, because I consider Luis Ortiz the best. And it was an honor to get in the ring with him, you know. Like I said before, I wanted to give him that second opportunity because he had a daughter with a disability as well as my daughter with a disability. And I know how that feels to have, as a father, to have children that we love so much with a disability. So no matter what it was, I wanted to give him the opportunity so he can be able to support his family. Win, lose, or draw, man. You know, it was an amazing night. I respect him. I hope he still become prosperous in his career and still don't give up, no matter what the age is, because we'll probably never know. I wish him the best. I really do. He's a great guy. And sometime in boxing, we have to transform into this killer. You know, as you can see, I don't know. It's just, in boxing, when it's time to fight, I'm the bronze bummer. That's serious. Like, I don't care about nothing. I really try to hurt my guys, but then when it's over, I can love on my guys. I can show sportsmanship. You know, I can hug them and kiss them and say, great job, man. I appreciate you, King. And go on to the next one. That's what this sport all about. This is a beautiful sport. It'll never die. It'll be around for a long time, man. Especially due to the support of you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for supporting us. It was a wonderful talk, man.
It was the evening of the day that I met with Eddie Hearn's father, Barry Hearn. He said at the meeting, I think we could do bigger business in Las Vegas because I could bring over 20,000 Brits who will spend more money just like they did for Ricky Hatton. I said, fine, put the numbers together, we're ready to make a deal. I got a letter, and I'll quote it from Eddie. Glad you had a good chin wag with the old man. You know that came from him. That's not language we speak here. I will get the respective P&Ls, profit and loss, to you this week for discussion, meaning what we would make in the UK, what we would make in Vegas. All the best, Eddie. That was November 29th. I have never heard from him since. Okay? The bottom line is, if someone wants a fight, it gets made. We have not begun negotiation with him. We are fine to fight in the UK. We are fine to fight in Vegas. In one of the more recent interviews with Eddie Hearn, why did you take such a risky fight? That's our business. You want to fight who you fight, fine. You want to try and dodge Deontay so you can pick up another payday? The fact is, if it was another sport like football, you have a Super Bowl and the #1 team would be there. If it was the World Series, if it was the NBA. Here you have one of the two best fighters in the world ready to fight. The dollars will get made if Joshua wants it. I know, no matter what is said, he doesn't want to fight now. Nothing to do with cowardice, nothing to do with anyone else. Deontay, he knows, is the only one who could beat him. He will fight when it's ready. Right now, he's dodging us. Thank you.